The Nintendo 64. Who doesn't have fond memories of this console with its pure millennium aesthetics? It is the Nintendo console that I have played the least on back when I was younger. But thanks to Condor70, who donated this console for free to me, I had the chance again to see what this console is all about. But, however, this console does not play any games. Switching it on gives a blank screen. It doesn't help that the console is in a bad shape. It's dirty and the reset button is beyond stuck, while the power button works fine. There's even still an original expansion pack installed in here, which is a plus. However, that port is just as dirty as the rest of the console. Let's go and revive this old beast to make it worthy of its cool looks. Per usual, let's just clean this thing first so it's a bit presentable. I'm cleaning the expansion port a bit to get at least some of that dirt off. I flip it over so I can get to the bottom and remove those screws that hold the casing together. With the Nintendo tool, I remove 5 of these special screws. And I remove the external expansion flap. Time to open it up and see what's inside. This time, no leakages, but a heap full of dust. I start by removing the Phillips head screws in the back, on both sides, since these hold the motherboard in place. At this point, it was time to use the air pressure can. And as you can see, loads of crap is flying out of the console. Due to the ventilation openings on the sides and tops, this console was always prone to sucking up dust and dirt, I reckon. The Nintendo 64 is a straightforward machine when it comes to how it's built. It's simply removing screws, store them, and remembering where they need to be when finishing up. In that manner, the console resembles the Super Nintendo a lot. Time to remove that top metal plate, and then removing the motherboard from its casing. I salvage these metal screw-ins, leaving me with just the bottom of the case. As you can see, the reset button is still rough to press up and downward. Removing it is easy by pushing the sides inwards and then the middle component downwards. This also applies to the power button. Look at that dirt. I call this a cart glider bucket. I have no idea what it's really called, but I remove it so I can get to the cart flip doors, which are also on my list to be cleaned and customized. I remove the metal protection plate from the motherboard. Other than dust, it looks fairly clean, but I still want to clean it. Air pressure can to the rescue. As well as that soft brush, coated in alcohol, to clean it more extensively. As an extra measure, I clean with the power, AV port and joypad ports as well. Now to clean that reset button hole, the power button and the buttons as well. I also clean those protective plates, to remove any dirt layer from them. One of the more important things is to clean up that cart insert slot. Since I can't go that far inside, with regular cleaning tools, I use a cheek pad, dipped in alcohol, as well as a toothpick, to get as far as I can into there to remove dirt. I also clean a few cartridges. These are games that I specifically bought extra, because my initial thought was that the Super Mario 64 cartridge that I got with the console was defective. Still, these need some cleaning as well. Okay, let's see if all this cleaning did any good. Yep, it did. Let's test some more games. The cartridge that I didn't get working was Super Mario 64, which gave a blank screen every time. I boot up the console and holy crap! It works! It flickers, but it works. I did some extra cleaning and tested again, but it seems that the cartridge is either wonky or that HDMI adapter isn't working correctly. Still, the unit has come back to life, so it's time to proceed with the next steps, which is cleaning the plastic parts in water, combined with cleaning the turret, which will weaken accumulated dirt. I then brush off that dirt with the soft side of a scouring pad. Afterwards, I dry up the plastics and leave them out to dry. The next step is to blow dry the N64 logo from the front with hot air to loosen up that glue and then pry it out. The stickers are, in comparison to the Super Nintendo ones, all made of paper. Not a huge problem, but I needed to be more careful this time, as paper is prone to tearing. And I also removed the rubber dome feet. I then remove any left behind sticker glue with benzene, because I need a clean surface to customize. Time to sand the plastic parts, so the primer paint can stick onto it. Another round of cleaning the plastic parts in water, so the plastic debris from the sanding is removed. And the best moment is the part where the plastics get a new coating. First up is priming the plastics to fill scratches and to make a base coat for the top and final paint layer. Now I'm using a different brand of spray can for the top layer. I wish I hadn't. I mean, the coloring is nice, but I found this home brand to have a bit too much water consistency in its mixing, resulting in the fact that it took me much longer to coat all the parts. Drying time took a day longer than usual, especially since I had to coat the plastics twice instead of one time if I had used Motip spray cans. Still, the result is pretty nice. It's all candy pink for a reason. That reset button works nicely now, though it's still missing its original stickers, as well as the final decals, which will make it pop out. I turned around and went to Mini Munchies again to solve those problems. First up are those decals, which she prepared on her Cry-Cut machine. Each coloring part of the decal had to be printed and cut manually. Precision-wise, placing it on the top of the unit is a must. She cuts with a precision knife into the decal, so the expansion port pack can still be opened nicely. Next up is placing back those original stickers to the places they belong. With a brush, she coats them with glue. To hold them down, she covers them with some paper tape and let them dry. Say hello to this Nintendo 64 Kirby. I'm a pretty big Kirby fan, so this unit is one I will cherish, and that expansion port is still reachable. Time to take this Kirby for a spin and play some games. Like said, I never really had the chance to enjoy the Nintendo 64 back in the days, but now is the ultimate time to do so. Another gem saved, with a new look and new players that are going to be excited to want to have a go with this Kirby Nintendo 64. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, I would appreciate a thumbs up. A subscribe is also appreciated, as it keeps you notified whenever a new video is released. And I'll see you on the next customizing video.